Hi, I'm Dick Wagner. Welcome to the Education, Support, and Training Network, mostly for commercial restorers. You'll find that this particular video applies broadly to most sales and marketing positions, especially those of you that are marketing to agents and plumbers. What I want you to do as you practice your sales trade is try to do the opposite of what your clients may be expecting. The goal is to break the pattern that they expect you to follow. Don't do what they expect. Don't let them know in advance what you're going to say by following a particular script. You see, they're following a script. Their script is already planned so that when they spot a salesperson in front of them, they have a standard line. They have one or two or three or four typical responses, and you can count on them almost every single time. So throw them a curveball. Do something or say something to them that they just don't expect. When you can say something that they didn't anticipate, it breaks the script. And in the sales environment, we call that flipping the script. I want you to always be prepared to flip the script. When you respond to them with standard lines that they know you're going to say, and they say the standard lines back to you, there's no script flipping. There's nothing gained. Make sure you know what you're going to say. And yeah, I know you really hate this one. Have it memorized. And it's not really difficult to memorize it. Make sure that you make it about their issues. That script that I'm trying to get you to flip, that I want you to memorize, is real simple. If you're calling on an insurance agent, you almost absolutely know every time, at least on that first visit, you know that many of them are going to put their hand up and say, oh, no, sorry, we don't get involved in the sales or the claims process. We don't refer contractors. We let Claims Central have it. And that's a script. That's their standard line. And since you know that's probably what they're going to say, be prepared to have a different response. And we can talk about that in another video. Focus on the big picture. So many salespeople get caught up in a whole ton of irrelevant and nonsensical details. Don't be one of those marketers. Don't get involved in the drama. Stay out of the weeds or the detail, and make your presentation or your comments to them, make it about solving a specific pain, or a specific pain that you almost always know they have because you've called on lots of clients, agents, we're talking about in this case, and you know what they're going to say. So be prepared for it. No is okay. It's okay for you to say no. You know, it doesn't sound like you're going to be a good fit. Thanks. Have a nice day. And it's okay when they tell you no. First off, you can't get every single prospect you market to. Secondly, probably more importantly, you don't want every prospect that you market to. Don't be afraid to walk away. Ask key questions. Ask questions that help you learn something about your client. When you're asking these questions, get them to clearly answer your question. And if the answer isn't clear to you, repeat the question and then repeat what they said their answer was. That way, when you repeat their answer, they can say, no, that's not what I meant. Or they'll say exactly what I was talking about. So clarify and verify what they tell you so that there's no mistaking. Remember, asking those questions is critical to you learning about your client. And when you ask good questions, your client thinks you're really smart. Number 5, don't accept vague terms that they give you or vague answers that really are just, they're not clear. Typically, when they know you're a salesperson, they're going to give you sometimes vague answers, and they're doing it deliberately to be a smokescreen. A good example of that is say, yeah, business has been kind of slow lately. You need to ask them to explain what they mean by slow. You see, business slow to them might be they're used to getting 10 losses a week, and business is slow in that they're only getting 4 losses a week. By the same token, you can go to another agent that might only get 1 loss every month, and they haven't had a loss in 2 months. So they think business is slow. You don't know. When they give you a smokescreen answer, when they give you a vague answer, you need to clarify with them. You need to keep asking questions until you understand what they meant by quote unquote business is slow. And that's just one of the examples of a vague term. It's kind of like when someone says to you, how have you been lately? And you say, oh, I've been really, really busy. Well, that's pretty vague. Busy doing what? And how much busyness? Every day for 10 minutes or 12 hours a day, 7 days a week? It's a subjective term, and you need to clarify their vague answers. And number 6, answer their questions with questions. Some people have said to me, oh, geez, that's kind of evasive. Not at all. When you ask a question with a question, it helps you to understand why they're asking the question that they just asked you. Because sometimes people ask a question, but it's not really clear to you exactly what they mean when they're asking that question. So it's very fair for you to clarify exactly what they meant by that question. And so ask them. In addition to that, when you ask a question back to them to clarify or learn better, they know you're paying attention, and they like that. We like people that pay attention to us. Be who you are. Too many times, salespeople try to put on a fake facade, some pretend style or attitude or approach that's not really them. Well, unfortunately, that's very easily identified by your prospect. Tell the truth. Be genuine. You see, if you tell the truth to your prospects, you don't have to remember much at all. Tell the truth. Don't come up with bogus excuses. Don't be the typical salesperson. be willing to do the opposite. My favorite term, it's used a lot in coaching and marketing, is for salespeople to flip the script. Don't react and say what they know you're going to react and say, and be prepared to throw them a curveball when they say what you almost positively know what they're going to say. I'm Dick Wagner. You've been watching the Crest Network. I hope you took a couple golden nuggets away from this 10-minute show. Thanks. Bye-bye.